It's coming up.
All right, what's good, Cornerstoners? My name is Johnny Warbucks, and I'm here with Sir Puff-A-Lot, and this is another episode of the Rapper's Corner. Today we are joined by a cat who has several feathers in his cap, from radio host, teacher, juvenile corrections facilitator, promoter, journalist, author, TED Talk speaker, hip-hop workshopper, punk rocker, abstract rapper, chapter after chapter. What's your name? Where are you from, and what do you do?
BlackLiq
Yo.
from Richmond, Virginia. What up? And what I do is I do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I'm a person first and foremost, but that person happens to be an artist. That person happens to be an entrepreneur. That person happens to be media trained and in the media field and in the radio space. That person also happens to not care about what it takes, but to give everything 100% of themselves, regardless of the situation. TED Talk, classrooms, stages, pump band, Armageddon time. You know what I'm saying? Strange Famous Records, Sage Francis, that's where I'm at. Man by Stars Records, that's where I'm at. Anti-core music, that's where I'm at. 3 labels, 1 man, 1 mission, one motivation. That's expression, that's connection, and that's focus, and also the exchange of ideas and inspiring each other to learn and grow through these difficult situations that life is, for real. So I make music, but I make sense.
Yo, man, let's talk about it. I love it, man. I think the very first question that I think everyone has on their minds today, my man, is Liu Kang the greatest Mortal Kombat character of all time?
No. I'm going to tell you why.
Wow, what's up?
They switched his actors from part 2 to part 3 first off, right? Yeah. And in part 3, you got the dopest combo with the high punch block, and then the kicks. It was like a 7-hit cheap piece, right? But after that, they had to try to like if you think about it, Liu Kang is mad egotistical. He took Raiden's spot, yo.
You know he did.
He went after Raiden's spot. He took Raiden's spot, and then he was like, "Yeah, I did that." He don't even try to he's more than a god now. He's the keeper of time.
Yo.
Like, come on, yo, and he stole somebody's style from the start, dog. He was trying to be Bruce Lee, man. I can't do it, yo. You know what I mean? You was already a biter. And then you took the God's spot. You know what I'm saying? You shit on your man Kung Lao. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
He ran around as Earth Realms champion.
That hat up.
Yeah, he's a hater, yo. And on top of that, you got Katana, bro.
Yeah.
You took Katana, and then would you say, I'm busy? I respect that. But at the same time, Liu Kang is a hater, He's a hater. And he's a control freak, man. Everything that's going on in the Mortal Kombat universe right now, I don't care. You can try to blame Shang Tsung, Quan Chi, and Kronika. It's Liu Kang's fault, yo. He's a hater. Straight up.
It's all his fault.
Fucking genius, yo.
He's the drama, making all the drama. And in the game, he's got the cheapest moves, easiest combos ever.
Oh, hey, look, you hit back forward and the dragon comes by, then it connects into a kick. Like, in the new joint, he's like an animal. It's like, in every single game, they keep making this dude. He was a zombie at one point.
Yeah, I remember that.
Come on, man.
Yo, man.
He's Mortal Kombat Superman, yo.
Dude, I know it might be basic shit, but I'm Scorpion for like fucking life.
For life, dog. Shirai Ryu, yo. That's it, yo. Shirai Ryu, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lin Kuei versus that. Like, look, I'm always going to have the Scorpion and Sub-Zero conflict. I think Scorpion was a little better in the one before the one that just dropped.
What was it,
they gave Sub-Zero like the dope movesets and easy combos, but Scorpion is dope because he always has layers to it. Sub-Zero is going to enter, he's going to always go into the ice play, but Scorpion will put his hands on you, yo.
Yeah.
And then he gonna come through with the hellfire at the ground.
Yo.
Or like in the new one, he has spear moves instead of like regular sweep and everything. Like the new one is absolutely incredible, except for Liu Kang because he's a hater. You know what I mean? I'm done with that dude, yo.
I want to see that. Is it? I don't know if this is a mod. Is that actually like?
No, listen. They doing a reboot with the first one.
Is Van Damme actually Johnny Cage?
Yeah, if you get the skin pack, yeah. And they're not doing a reboot for anything except because of Liu Kang's ego. Yo, hating ass manipulator, yo.
Liu Kang at it again?
Yeah, it's all about Liu Kang. It's Liu Kang's fault, the whole new game.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
man.
Yo.
That's hilarious.
I hate that dude.
Yo, that's hilarious. Listen, guys, so we here with BlackLiq, all right? So, again, Johnny Warbucks, Just last month, I was kicking it with our other co-host. Sadly, wasn't able to make it today. Shout out to Kalishnikov Red.
Man.
He's the man's man, and we went down to the DC Hip Hop Museum and had like this bang. We came down there because we found out Chino XL was going to be out there, right? And we were like, we got to go see this Chino XL shit. There's, hey, I heard that Nine's going to be there. That's somebody that I grew up with. I was a big Nine head for sure. And the blessing that we got from it was, one, we got to experience the space. We had never been there before. The museum is fucking cool. They got all kinds of fucking memorabilia, shit to buy, shit to sell. They got everything going on, and they got this cool little stage and did this intimate joint. And here we are experiencing some new talent for us, some heads that we haven't heard yet. We know that Count Fifth is releasing a new album. We wanted to go check that out, and then opening up the show is my man BlackLiq, and dude on this like seminar stage, like it's a small stage, and like almost like we're having a meeting, and my man fucking rocks the house. I mean, every song he did was just like energy. Unlike anything. I mean, I'm going to tell you, when we start talking about the music, I was listening to the stuff on the album, and I was like, shit, the live joints, you got to see the cat perform. BlackLiq is fucking real with it, dude. Like, his energy and his conversation, his interaction with the crowd, no matter the size, it sounds like. But right here with us, like, he had people who were just sitting in fucking folding chairs, just waiting for the next thing, right? He had them going. He had them doing chants and callbacks and moving around, moving your hands, all this shit. Having conversations with heads, and it was just a dope ass experience. The man puts on a fucking show. I mean, yo. I mean,
I wish I was there.
Yeah, man. I mean, and like I was saying earlier off the camera, we were like, Kalishnikov and I, like Red and I, were kind of going down there with the work, with the intentions of kind of promo and impressing up for the Rapper's Corner, and we wanted to do that kind of like on our own scale. And it was like, this is something that we get down. We really fuck with Chino XL and all that. And it ended up being like just this bigger thing. It was just a fucking vibe. You know what I mean? We had such a good time. So I just wanted to say, it was dope getting to see you perform. It was dope to check out your music afterwards. It was cool to be able to chop it up with you. And of course, we thank you for coming on the show today.
No, thank you. And it's all good, Puff a lot. I know you were at home playing Mortal Kombat with Liu Kang. It's cool, It's cool. You had to get your practice on. You had to hold low kick for 5 seconds so you could get as many hits as possible. It's all good, yo.
All good, baby.
It's all good. It was an honor. All Liu Kangs.
Yo, hold up. What happened here?
He blacked out for a second. Maybe someone's calling him.
Hold on. You able to edit this?
Sure.
Hold on.
Whoops. All right, here we go. Yo, you see? So now let me tell y'all something. What just happened right there, that's that rap shit. Don't fucking call me. Just send a text. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a phone call. And like, as I was saying, it was an honor to be present, you know what I'm saying, and to have the opportunity to perform, but also be in a scenario where I was able to have conversations, let alone continue to carry on the cadence of my performance, because I'm the same person 24 hours a day. A lot of people activate and turn off. I'm just like this. But like a phone call, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can send me a text, dog, you know what I'm saying? And that's a dogs that bark but don't bite type moment, yo.
I was getting ready. Okay, straight up and down. I was getting ready. I was gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Because you say in the joint about people who do video texts.
Yeah.
Bruh. So Kalishnikov Red, the other cat that was with me at the show, the one that also hosts the show with us, he does video texts and or audio texts. And I'm always like, and I just text right back most of the time. I occasionally, if I'm like, got the time, I'll be like, fuck, he wants to do the audio thing. We do the audio thing. But when you said that shit, I burst out laughing, bro. Man. That was one of the hottest songs that you did. I was dying during that whole shit, man, because everything you were talking about, You're like, I hate Facebook. I hate fucking like I don't like friend requests, all that stuff. Man, you were going through all of it, dude. It was hilarious. It was a good record, dude. It was awesome.
Yeah, it drives me crazy when people do stuff like that, yo. Like, I don't even want to go any further than what's going on my phone screen right now. But yeah, like,
a motherfucker like texting you and just suddenly call you.
It's a little bit of both.
Yo, stop, man. Like I'm texting you, and then suddenly you just call. Wait. We had a commitment here.
Yeah, yo, we started this way. We didn't escalate, yo. Yeah. Like you didn't request a supervisor.
Yeah.
We were right here, yo. Yeah. And like, I get back, but like, I'm never like this. I'm just like, I'll meet you, but like, nah. And I mean, that's why I wrote that song, because I feel like people over communicate in the wrong fashion. They choose methodology, the method or medium of communication, more than the message within the communication.
Yeah.
And they also will feel like you're being disrespectful because you're like, I don't answer my phone. It's like, no, I just don't deal with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I can read whatever, I read in circles, man. So like, I'll eat whatever you send to me. And like, I don't need to hold you up. It ain't about me. It's about the fact that like, I know you have things to do. You better have things to do. So like, don't send me a bunch of messages, or try to talk my head off when honestly it's not productive. And don't tell me like, I hate one of the things, the last thing I'll say is when somebody tells me, yo, I'm trying to do this thing, yo, we just needed to get up and link or talk. I already know you don't want to do shit. Because if you had an idea and you had something worth executing, you would have been presented that shit and got us there, man. Yeah. So like that shit drives me crazy. And you get it so much in music. And like they always say 99% of success is showing up. Man, listen, there's a lot of different ways to show up, right? And sometimes you do have to go an extra mile to shake a man's hand. I understand that. Yeah. But at the same time, if you're just here to chew my ear off, yo, go make a fucking sandwich.
Yo,
yeah, this is words of the wise. All this is real, man. I've seen it like my whole entire music career, and you're absolutely right. And people just don't know about you. Just dropped like diamonds.
Seriously.
Yeah. Like, man, if think about it this way, there's multi-million and billion-dollar corporations out there, right? None of them are meeting up every day and saying, yo, I got an idea. Yo, I want to, yo, if we can just, none of them are doing that shit. They're sending emails. You know what I'm saying? They're doing conferences and they're taking their ideas to the next step so that when they do meet, they have something to fucking do and discuss. And they present where they are within the situation and the narrative of it. Plans, man, making plans and having plans are two entirely different things.
Yep. Yeah, amen to that. That's absolute fucking facts, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, man. As an
Lay
MC,
it on me, player.
As an MC, man. So so obviously this bug got you pretty early on, man. You've been doing this for quite a while, man. How long have you? Well, first off, how long have you been doing it? For heads that don't know.
Okay, so I just posted that Fiona Apple thing I did. That album was 9 years ago.
Ooh.
And so it's less than 20, but it's gotta be around like 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? I've been like doing this shit. And before that, it was freestyling and locking down parties and shit. Yeah. But like, it's had to have been at least that much time. I'm not really that good with time. I do things by video games. I can tell you I've been doing this. I've been dreaming of this shit since PS1, and I've been doing this shit since late PS2, early PS3.
Dope. I love it, man. What would you say some of the MCs and other music did you grow up kind of listening to?
Ice-T,
influences and all that.
Yeah, Ice-T, DMX, Wu, Nas, Pac, of course, like the standard kit perhaps, but also Kool Keith. A lot of the Wu-Tang solo releases, things that are a little bit more that direction. Exactly. You got to throw that. Let me think what else. Big time, yo. No Limit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of No Limit records. You know what I mean?
A lot of heads hated on that shit back in the day too, man, because it was very commercial. People would like say they respect Master P as a businessman, right? But they didn't they didn't fuck with the music like that outside of the heads that were listening to like the pop and the radio and shit.
Okay, yeah, they only listen to the singles.
I
That's why.
felt it was like underground. I was like
There's
really
a lot
proud.
of underground in there,
I felt
man.
like I was surprised and proud of them like being so successful for being so underground.
Yo,
that was inspiring, actually. To be honest.
I was a No Limit soldier for sure, man.
I've been.
I collected the whole shit, like whatever.
Yeah,
they
you had
put
the
out.
colorful ass cases and shit.
Yeah, all of that. What is it?
Yeah.
What is it? The pixel art? What's the name?
Yeah,
of that?
yeah, pen and pixel.
Yeah, pen and pixel.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, yo. I've been about it. You know what I'm saying? And about it was something I really identified with. True. A lot of people ain't about it. You know what I'm saying? Yo. So like, I love old No Limit, and I mean, I listen. I generally don't listen to hip hop much anymore. I listen to mostly death metal and shit because I don't. It's not out of disrespect. It's about one, when I do listen to hip hop, I want to be in a mode to appreciate it. And second is that I don't want to bite another man's style or be fucking turned over into some other shit. And three, you should be taking care of that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trusting the other artists in this world, despite what people say. I'm trusting them to uphold the standard of quality and continue to create incredible music. And I use my radio shows as a way for me to express my love and do my listening to hip hop and studying it. That's how I stay in touch with the culture, as far as, you know, consumers might say or listeners may say. But I don't. Generally, you're not going to catch me off and riding around because I only listen to music when I drive. So I hate driving. So like, I'm always studying stuff, and I've been studying death metal for about like 2 years now.
God damn, man. Yeah. I was thinking about some of the rockers. I mean, this isn't necessarily death metal, but I was thinking about some of the Richmond heads that are out there, right? Like, I mean, like Lamb of God, and Guar.
Lamb of God's my people, man.
Lamb of God's your people's.
Yeah, Randy did all the photos for my band shit.
I used to work for a distillery up here in Northern Virginia, and they did a partnership with Guar, and I got a chance to kind of chop it up with those guys on an offshoot level. It's kind of wild, man. I had no idea there was such a sound like going on right there. What about Armageddon Time? Like, what's up with that? You know?
Oh, yo, so like, I got hit up by these dudes that used to work door and kitchen at the venue I used to throw events at, because I threw shows for 8 years at a spot called Strange Matter. I threw a show series called Face Melt Friday, and it was all about bringing in different artists from all over and different kinds of artists, of hip hop artists, and getting them to all have that experience of not only exposing themselves to their own potential, but being in front of each other's crowds. So hopefully they can gain new fans and have better experiences. I'd host, organize, schedule, sometimes DJ, and always perform as well for the most part. And the guys who they always saw how hard I went. And they're always like, yo, you should be in a band or some shit. And so they were making this band during the pandemic. And the drummer, Andy's in a band called Vorm, which is a black metal band. It's absolutely incredible. Nice. And he's the one guy I would trust with like the whole, hey, man, come through and do this shit. And I admit, I put it off for a long time because I just didn't know what to do with it. My man, Bando, he really gave me a good talk too. And Andy and I talked more. And I wrote the song called Breathe off the project, and then they hassled me about coming to practice. So I wrote the rest of the EP we put out in 1 week. Wow. And I just locked in one a night. And then I went and I said, I don't know how to perform this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rap, and I'm going to get to the spot where I go hard, and then I'm going to tell you how to go, and I'm going to go straight into the songs. And so I used to go to practice space with the lyrics printed out and sweat all over the lyric sheets. And, we turned it into a beautiful thing. We've gone on tour twice now. We've played a festival in Little Rock, Arkansas.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, like we've done a lot of crazy stuff. We got a little indie deal type situation that's been growing with Anticore Music, and they've been fantastic. They helped us with producing the vinyl. Randy Blythe comes to our shows, and he did our photos for the EP, and he's been a great mentor through the experience. That's cool. That's cool. And he found me off of hip hop, but he came to our first show, and took pictures, and like those made it to our vinyl, and nice. He just he believed in me, man, and that shit meant a lot. Because the thing is I didn't know Randy was in a band. I thought he was a photographer.
Oh yeah, I went
to LA. Yeah, I went to LA, and I mentioned him to this guy in the studio, Law. It's my man Law. You know what I'm saying? Outlaw Bass. And he was like, Randy Blythe? And I was like, yeah, the photographer. And he was like, no, the guy from Lamb of God. And I was like, I failed the Richmond test just now. Yo. But so like,
I just failed the Richmond test.
Yeah. So like, because I don't care what people do, man. I never looked at Randy. I was like, why does Randy have 347 followers? 47,000 followers on Instagram, and he's a photographer. But I said, I don't care. And because we talked, He was a person.
Yeah,
And we got to meet
at the
later
end,
on, and that was it, man. You know, that's my brother. That's love, man. Like he's a
that's
really
cool.
important, great person too. And Mark Dwayne Morton, you know what I'm saying? He also it's another awesome dude. And I've kicked it with him a couple times and shit. And we talk,
Nice.
and he's a guitar god. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're all just real people, and that's what I love, yo. You would never know that any of these guys play 38,000 people crowds. Regular dude, Joe.
Yeah, when I met everybody at Guar, I met them, obviously not in costumes and outfits, right? And they just like fucking blue collar guys, man. Like they just regular peoples. And we, if Red was here right now, that would be something that he would jump in right away. Like he is all about preaching that that MCs, all these celebrities, everybody, these are all just people.
Yeah,
they're all just people. We're all just trying to get the hustle. We're just trying to do our thing, but we're all just people at the end of the day. No matter what pedestal we hold them up to at some point,
some people are assholes though. I've met some assholes.
I'm not going to disrespect anybody today, but I've met a couple of rappers that I grew up childhood friends, childhood love and passion. Like as a teenager studying your shit, and then I get into an opportunity to chop it up with you, and you are you don't fuck with anybody who doesn't fuck with your current shit, like you're some fair weather fucking fan because this one particular, maybe it's like one song, two song, one album, like tapped into your soul and your chi at a certain point in time, and so it's important to you and you're important to me because of it. And now I'm having a conversation with you and you're treating me like a piece of shit because whatever, because I'm like,
damn, John.
That's exactly what it is, though.
It sucks.
And it's super sad. And I've opened for so many people. So like I've had a lot of interesting experiences in meeting celebrities or talking with them in a peer nature, or not being treated as a peer, perhaps, or dealing with the people. Like, so a lot of times it'd be the people around them that create those scenarios versus the actual person themselves.
I mean, sometimes people are just jerks. That's the way.
That's very true as well, yo.
You know I haven't walked in your shoes, man. Like, I get it, right? Like, we don't know what kind of day you've had, what you got going on.
What's going on in their lives. Sometimes artists, like you come across, and they got good things going for them. They're like, yeah, I like you. I just caught you. Like, you help me do the next best thing, And then next thing you know, they're having a bad day, and they're just like, man, fuck everyone, and then they'll just like steal your shit and use it without.
There's all sorts of things, but you know what? The one thing I'll say is that just like anything in life, right? Those interactions are what teach you how to treat people respectfully.
Yeah, of course.
And I think
that's what we're all talking about. Like this is a great subject on this podcast. Actually, this is my favorite podcast so far with this subject matter. Man, you talk some really cool stuff, man. BlackLiq.
See Jules out here today, man, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
already, yo. But that's the thing, though, man. It's like I've been around people who sometimes have bad days and might be an asshole, and that to me is like, yo, I have a lot of bad days. That's what all my music's about. You know what I'm saying? It's using bad days. You know what I'm saying? To build. And like, a motherfucker might be mean to me for a second or something, but I'll never be in a position to take it personally because I know who I am, and you're showing me who I'm not. So you're doing me a favor. Even if you're being rude, that's okay, because later on in life, we might meet under different circumstances. I've had situations, I've seen tables turn, and I've certainly been one week at the bottom, then the next year at the top. You know what I'm saying? And to shake your hand, I had to reach up. Now for me to shake your hand, I got to reach down. But instead, the only time I reach down is to pull the man up. You know what I mean? And I make sure that they understand, like, yo, like, nah, nothing's changed. We're still peers. We're still people. The only thing that's changed is that we've grown. And if you haven't grown, if it is what it is, you know what I'm saying, then it was what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Everything on this podcast you're saying so far, man, you should write it into a book and publish it.
The man's an author already.
I am working on a book, yo. I've been working on it for like damn near 2 years at this fucking point, because books are weird, but like, I'm at a point. I hung out with Slug and Ant, and they gave me
so fucking jelly of that.
And they fucking they were like, yo, you just get an editor, man. Just do it. Get an editor. Like, stop. It's not a rap. It's a book. Get an editor. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
Yeah.
Get over it, Black. So like I promised them that I was going to do it. I have somebody. I haven't hit the nut yet, But like the person who really inspired me to write a book is Dessa. Like that
Yes.
was the last person. I did a show with her in DC. We know each other randomly from nonprofit work.
Yeah.
And Dessa hit me up to open for her at Black Cat in DC.
Mhm.
And I read her book, My Own Devices, and which is absolutely one of the best books I've ever written. I mean, read in my entire life. And I was just fascinated about how it came together because for once it wasn't a book that was like a book. It just felt like knowing a person. And that's
Yeah.
what I want is I want somebody to read my book and get to know me, but also get to know themselves further through my
Yeah.
experiences that I share and how they relate to their own experiences. And she gave me some really great tips. And so I've implemented that, but I got to take the next step. I've just been so caught up with all this other shit and music shit and trying to do everything myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
That like, I have to be willing to let go a bit of this thing to make it happen, but it's gonna happen, and you will have a book by BlackLiq next year is the goal, yo.
Okay.
I
Okay. Okay.
promise.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, man. I mean, fucking link us up with that, man. We'll
Oh
promo.
yes,
We'll gas that up on Rappers Corner, man. We'll
oh
do an
yes. We will.
episode on
We'll
Remember the
do
Record.
this.
We'll do something, man.
Yeah, we'll do this again and all that for that, man.
Yeah, man.
It's a huge lifetime goal for me. And this year, I'm about to finally like. This has been the year where like, as you mentioned, the album and shit. Like this is the year where I'm finishing something I started a while
A
ago.
long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
Yo,
and
yo.
I've had
That's
an
cool, man.
extraordinary year with like going on tour with the
Oh,
band to doing Strange Famous Fest and going headlining a gig in Rhode Island. Like
yeah.
all these different things and just traveling around and doing shows in strange places and working doing teaching at University of Richmond over
Yeah.
the summer. Doing all these different things and putting out proving that there's no sophomore jinx when it comes to me and Mokes for Strange Famous. Like
Yeah.
doing all this stuff and being at a point now where it's established that I'm on these labels and I've proven myself amongst giants in this industry to stand peer to peer. And now here I am about to release this album with Man by Stars called The Lie that is like it's a milestone for me. It's something me and the Atmosphere's other DJ besides Ant is Plain Old Bill. And he and I made a pact about like you're gonna get the album done, you're gonna get it out. And he's doing his thing as Hibble and HEBL Hibble music, and I'm doing my shit. And The Lie is finally coming. The first single's gonna hit on the 5th of October, I believe. And from there, we're gonna be pushing for an early November release date, potentially November 3rd. And
Yeah,
we've
that's
got
what I
so
saw,
much content, and just so much. It's a really incredibly dark story, and it's a complete contrast to what me and Mopes have been doing. So I really want people to get a different approach. Like, it's important to me to show people more than just the one side of me that overcomes the adversity. Sometimes you have to show people the adversity, and sometimes also, in this game right now, people don't want to hear the truth. So that's why I'm giving you an album called The Lie.
Yo, man, I can't wait to hear the new project. I've been kind of going through the whole the major pieces. I looked on your shit recently and I just fucking skate tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah, the band camp is a very dangerous place,
bro. I mean, I was just looking at it and it was just like a Wikipedia page. I was just it wasn't fucking stopping. I was like, man, there's just like so much shit that I don't even know about yet.
Yeah. The now tapes are where you gotta go, yo.
Yeah, volume 5, 6, 7. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck? Like,
they're all freestyles, yo. It's
Word?
all off. It's all off top. It's all to celebrate my 10 years of being on the radio. I freestyled on my radio show like constantly for a long time. Dude, and so it's all, I went through the archives, years of me freestyling. And me and Hip Hop Henry teamed up and different like graphic artists from Virginia, like Jay Bordeaux and not Chris Visions, but Silly Genius, you know what I'm saying? Like King Z, like we all teamed up. And I created this series of tapes that represent my experiences. And I rhyme, when I freestyle, I talk about things I would never write about. So,
right.
And there's no curse words, yo. No curse words, no writtens, all on the spot. And it's literally one of my like favorite aspects of my journey through hip hop is that I've been able to freely express myself in these crazy spurts of just like, this is what I'm going through, this is who I am.
Moment.
Yeah.
So quite a bit of my material that I have online is just me just freestyling and shit.
Yeah.
Like I kind of wish I knew that about you in the moment. I know we had a lot of moving parts. There was lots going on, and it was kind of an environment. But like, dude, that was one thing I was like, man, nobody started a fucking cipher out here, man.
Yeah, there was a little gap, man, and I was wondering, where they would go with it.
I wish we did it, man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, nobody was sure when a few things were coming, Like if RBI, shout out to DJ RBI, if he had threw a beat on, I would have freestyled for the end of the till like the end of the night, yo. Because like I can, my radio show was 2 hours, yo. So it is 2 hours. So I freestyle for 2 hours on WIR like it ain't shit. You know what I mean?
I have heads that will come and gather with me, and we'll do circles. And I mean, sometimes, man, like a beat will come on, it'll be some 4 or 5 minute beat, and just like I'll grab it, and nobody else will pick it up.
Look,
so, and sometimes those are like the best parts, man, because like you're you kind of are finding your way through it, and you start having like a fucking like a dance.
Yeah, there's something in it, man.
It's so fucking fluid. It's a conversational. It's a stream of consciousness.
Yeah, it's flow, man. And like when I was in Denver for Strange Famous Fest, we had a cipher and it was Slug, it was Sage and Slug, and then me, and then this guy Max was beatboxing, and like we're in front of like 1,000 and some change people, and I go straight to the Rampart, and I'm freestyling to these people, and I'm like, yo, I got to get my team on this. I'm leaving openings, and like I was getting it so hard, nobody would step in, so I'm speaking closing line at the closing line. And then finally, my man C's Mics came in and spit like 2 bars, and then it was over. And I was like, shit, damn. I wanted to take this even further, because like one thing about a cipher, man, it's about everybody. It's never about the one MC who's spitting, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's about completion, and we can't complete the cipher if we don't each bring our own degrees to that circle.
Yes.
And like that, I love that environment. That's what I came up with. And like that's what I use as the model for like my work in education through the hip hop creative writing class with the middle schools at Sabbath or the nonprofits, juvenile detention centers, at colleges. Like I use that same inclusivity and that same mutual respect, to try to bring people out of their shells, because it's about process. In a cipher, it's never about, who said the hottest shit, blah, blah, blah. It's about that experience and that energy, man, bringing yourself into that room, and we need more of that. We need more out of the arts to cultivate arenas that are built and founded upon and upholding the standard of respect.
Amen.
That's that. And so that's what I love about a cipher.
Because it is that. I mean, unless somebody wants to try to bark at somebody and then like it becomes that, which doesn't all. I mean, it happens from time to time.
It happens, but you like know how to navigate that.
But you either nibble or you just tread out of the water, right? Keep it moving. But like you're right. I mean, it's about that. It is almost like kinetic energy, like where just one thing is flowing from one person to the next, and you're on this thing. And so now that you're on this thing, now suddenly I'm on that, because you talking about this, and I relate to that, or I can compare in or out of that. And there's just like, dude, it's just like, that's why it's a cipher. And it sounds like you're doing this cipher with everything in your life, from the radio and from the school and the teachings and all that. It's funny, like a lot of the things I wanted to tap into, you kind of just like slipped it in on your own, man. I want to make sure with the time that we have allotted, because I want to make sure we still listen to some of your music at the end of the day. I do want to talk about some of the projects you got. I was listening to time is the price, right? And like one of my favorite tracks you performed at the DZ Hip Hop Museum was that "Don't Ask Me" joint. And I've come to find out it's off of this joint. And this shit is short and sweet. This shit is like short records. It's like a Swift 8-song track list. The whole joint is like under 20 minutes. I've never heard an album like this in my life, man. I was like, what is going on? It's almost like a sampler, but it isn't, because they're all fully conceptualized tracks. Like what? Like I've never seen anything like it before, man. What was the thought process behind that?
I wanted to as somebody who works in radio, songs are too long often. And I wanted to give people what you get out of 3 verses in 2. And Mopes was coming with these beats that were so like they evoked a certain thing. And so I was like, I wanna take this full feeling that I'm getting from this beat, and I want to put that in the record. But I want to inject it with my personality in strong doses. I want to get wild as fuck on some of them. And I want to make sure that we're going straight across all the way. And then I want you to be able to move to the next one. Because I'd rather you listen to it twice than you listen to it once and be like, oh, that was enough. And that's why I say, if I say it once, they listening twice, you know what I mean? Because that's the whole point,
That's funny, man.
Like that was it, you know what I mean?
That really was how that shit went down. Like I listened to it and like I was like, man, cut that one back over, man. Do that one again. I gave myself time to like really kind of dive into some of the records. I fucking just thought that was a dope. I've never seen, like I said, I've never seen anything like it.
Thank you, yo.
It was really cool what you did. Now, at the end of March this year, right? You dropped a more traditional style album on Strange,
Yeah,
with the prolific Rhode Islander Mopes, right? Choice, Choices,
yeah,
Chance.
yeah.
Can you talk about that project just a little bit too?
Yeah. So like what happened with the way it happened for us at the start was like Sage heard the Time is the Price records,
Yeah.
and he was like, "We want to put this out on Strange Famous," and that's how I ended up on Strange Famous, and so that's like that's some big shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on an Atmosphere record the week before my album comes out, so I'm on Word on Press with Cyrock and Anwar and the Teeth, you know what I'm saying, and Slug, you know what I'm saying, and Half Dozen. And then we go over to the other side of like we're dropping an album. And we dropped this album, and Sage, it's been such a remarkable, and Storm, they've been so just in it, you know what I mean? And so me and Mike Mopes came to the Black Cat show in DC, right? For Odessa. And he was like, I'm gonna start sending you records in a few months, you know what I'm saying? So we can start working on the next joint. That shit took like 2 weeks. He started sending me beats, you know what I'm saying? And so I started writing, and he was like, I'm gonna challenge myself to hit you with different joints. And I was like, I'm gonna challenge myself to challenge you. And so the idea of that album was really like, it was audacity. I wanted Sage to know that I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not care. We have to take this further. We got to strike harder. And I want you to know you're dealing with somebody who's not only a bad motherfucker, but is your bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's why straight from the start, the first record is Strange Famous. Yeah. Because I wanted him to know that was my personal invitation and my personal sign of respect to say like, yo, I see you and you see me. But you know what I'm saying? I want the world to see us and to know that like, you ain't the only bad motherfucker around here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Strange Famous. I'm Strange Famous and we're Strange Famous. And that's a standard. Just like Rhyme says is a gold standard, we too are a gold standard. And we too represent a level of lyricism and integrity and straight up musicianship through the production of Mopes that it has to be respected. If you ain't gonna give it to us, we gonna take that shit. And I did it in a fashion where I came in a little bit on some rapper shit, and then I went deep into a personal narrative kind of thing, gave you a breath, and then I punched you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then song after song, I want to develop stronger concepts. That's where something like The Tooth came from. Like just deep concepts that are all based on my experiences in life. Yeah. But also they represent the fact that this stuff is universal. People say pain is universal, but there's more to it than that, because what do you do with pain? How do you get over it? Or how do you not live under it? How do you use it to build? And how do you abandon your shame and replace it with something besides fictitious pride? How do you really create a narrative where you can show people who you are and not say that I'm strong, but that I'm vulnerable just like you?
You just have to have integrity, right?
That's the answer. And if you're afraid of having integrity, or you're afraid of being challenged to listen to something with integrity, I understand why my shit might not be for you. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine, because later on, life's going to challenge you and you're going to come back and my shit's going to be there for you. Not waiting, but right there, right beside you.
Yeah.
Man. So listen, man, I'm going to try to keep it flowing. Last episode we dropped here on the Rappers Corner was our interview with Count Fifth, right? Shout out to Count Fifth. Yeah, be sure to check out the Do Androids Dream of Electronic Sheeps. It's available on Bandcamp and Man Bites Dog Records if you haven't already. But that being said, and you've already mentioned it now, your latest project coming on, Man Bites Dog. It's titled Delilah, as you said, and it's planned to drop November 3rd.
Yep.
What can you tell us about that project, if anything at all, right?
Yeah, well, number one, I'm excited because we're streamlining on this song. We're gonna drop it. It's gonna hit Bandcamp and 12-inch vinyl first. Yeah, and then it'll hit the DSPs. Right? Yeah, straight up. First time we're going straight to vinyl. We're going straight to We're going straight to that kind of level because this is an extremely important album to me, and it's also an extremely negative album in a lot of ways versus a lot of the positive stuff. Like it's some heavy shit. And the production is all done by my man Bando, aka Big Bando Man, aka D-Jack. And we really wanted to create something that hits you from a different perspective as far as like the aggression, but also some of like that smoldering heat. And so we've come across with a narrative that I believe is going to take people still on a reflective journey, but also to a real dark place. And there's not a winner in this album. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody lives, man.
It's gonna be an experience.
Yeah,
for them.
and the videos are all really fucking interesting designs. It's an abstract narrative crafted by my man King Z, aka the King Z, and also one video by the Fringe Life Squad that kind of like is the outside in it, and it's a real unique thing about the imagination and creating a concept, because when you listen to artists, you see this world, right? And that's a world within a world. So we have these animated videos. I got cartoons for y'all, yo, and like it's some punk rock shit. And like we really wanted to go to a place, but then we wanted to step even further back from that.
That's cool,
and
man.
yeah, it's a very, very dangerous like album for me, because people have perhaps grabbed onto the idea of like, this guy BlackLiq tells stories about his life being fucked up or him going through this or that. And yeah, I'm doing that, but I'm not doing it over jazz breaks this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it over like Mopes makes these incredible soundscapes that have so much soul to them. And instead, I think that what DJ did or Bando did with this is he crafted a soundscape of pain. And so I want you guys to understand, like, me using that, like, this is, he's giving me my roses.
Volumes. Yeah.
Exactly. And I gave you roses, bud first. This time you grabbing the motherfuckers by the stems, yo.
Yep.
You're gonna feel them thorns. Yep. And that's my crown, yo. And I'm super excited, like, for people to really, because I've been working on this one for a very long time. And it's mixed by Hovey Benjamin. He took it to the next level sonically. So the Sin Bob's dude. But like it's just really an important album, and it's cool something that we've been waiting a long time to really present to people in the proper context. And like I made a deal with Bill. I told him I was gonna do mine and you're gonna do you, and we're gonna get there, and we're finally there. And it's some heavy shit. It's some real heavy shit, but I'm excited. And the fact that Ryan and Man by His Dogs, like we had a great run of success with the Lie. I mean, with What Will It Take with Obliv. And the joints I did with Dub Sonata, you know what I'm saying? I was on Count Fist last joint a little bit too, you know what I'm saying? Like we've done some great things together, and I'm just really glad that Ryan is placing enough trust in me to uphold the standard of their brand as well with this music. So I'm excited, yo. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a banger, man. And as those videos and shit start dropping, I mean, we're gonna be posting and sharing that on all of our social media for sure. I definitely want to do a listening kind of joint talk about the album, gas you guys up.
Yeah, y'all do a reaction joint or something. Y'all appreciate that.
What did I say, Puff? Yeah. What did I say? Man, I've been telling him we got to do reaction videos, yo. And he's like, man, I ain't about that, man. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, it's some real heavy shit, man. And like, it's an album that's it's surreal, and I want people really wondering: is he telling me the truth about this experience? Is he lying? Is he exaggerating? That's what I want from people, because I'm not going to explain this album. Like as far as like bar to bar, I'll explain Choices to Chance or Thomas and Price. You could ask me about a line, I'll tell you what happened. But like when it comes to this shit, like I want y'all to really wonder about me.
Word. Oh my God. Yeah. The Lie, November 3rd, y'all, man. Vinyl dropping sometime early October. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, for the culture is going to be the first joint, and I believe by like this time next week we'll be announcing and starting to run. It should be a long October. I'll put it to you like that. Be ready for plenty of social media.
Well, this is gonna drop. And we're gonna make chops of this as soon as it drops too. So you
can send it all, yo. We'll do the collab post and all that weird Instagram shit.
Yeah. Tag in fucking everything, man. We got you, man.
Yeah, and speaking of the songs, so on this album, are two of them John from this one he's talking
about? Well, hold on now. So I understand that they're the newest records you got. I don't know if they are a part of the Lie or not. Now we got 5 records that we can showcase. So you can tell us which ones. I think like from the beginning, I think like the Strange Famous would be a dope one to do.
Yeah.
But you also got Therapy, Little Me. What about Good and Rhyme? Or Good and Rhyme?
That's off What Will It Take? That's being
What Will It Take? What Will It Take?
Yeah. I would say, you know what I'm saying, if we're gonna hit people with joints, we could do Strange Famous, and then also give them you know what? People don't think that I can do a record like good. They don't think I can do a record like in the beginning. Because you know what I'm saying, like they don't understand. I'm not an R&B, head or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But look here, y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all with that sublime aspect of like I do have experiences with women and relationships like any other individual. You know what I'm saying? I ain't out here running with my shirt off and oiling myself up. But you know what I'm saying? The ladies
D'Angelo,
fuck with me,
another
dog.
Richmond cat, right?
Yeah, look, I'll tell you how it felt. I can't tell you how does it feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
But what I will give you is a true depiction of what a relationship with me may have been like or entailed, and also those experiences, because I really try to encapsulate the experience of an emotion from end to end, not just the high point of it, So like we can do strange famous because that's overcoming adversity, and we can do good because that's dealing with the adversity of the self that comes from love. You know what I mean?
My man.
Right.
Yeah.
So where we at? You already got this. You already got it up on the
he's
queue.
already cooking up, yo.
He's about ready to mute us out, man.
Yeah.
I'm the
I'm
one
not
that
gonna
they
do
said
it this
would
time.
never be shit.
You guys can hear that? I gotta mute
wrong. I
myself.
don't know. I'm the one they used to tell jokes about. The jokes kind of funny though, I gotta admit. I'm the one from Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, the place with the monuments, the races, all that other bullshit. I'm the one that's strange, famous. And you're not. Yo, I started where I started, did it all without a plan. I beat poverty with poetry and didn't have to dance. I made choice, I made chance, did it first, did it last. People tried to count me out, they couldn't do the math. I've been teaching for a minute, I still ain't got no class. First you get a record deal, then you get a piece of ass. Fuck that, peace of mind, give me ends, give me scratch. I can recognize the public even if I wear a mask, I'm strange famous. I used to run around with 6 CDs in my pocket. Joints holding in paper case. I wrote on every single one of them joints by hand. I put my phone number on it and all that. And I did that shit for years. I wouldn't come home till I passed some joints out. Every damn day. So when I say I earned this, I did. I used to ask myself a lot of questions all the time. What's the meaning? What's the reason? Why these thoughts all in my mind? Yo, man, I'm saying Comcast cut my cable off and shit. I ain't had the internet for 9 months. Man, that shit broke my heart. Lately, I've been having trouble talking about my feelings because I thought I didn't have any. Who knows what I'm concealing? Even though I do deliver, it's hard what I've been dealing. All these chords came with ceilings, but I'm way about my mind. Do it once, do it twice. I don't often roll the dice. I just keep them in my hand just in case I need a like. I'm so special, I'll be smoking. I'm not fungible, the token. I'm the stick, I'm the finger. I keep poking, I keep hoping. I've been known to break the lingo. A word is never broken. I remember to remember. I forget it if I wrote it. I put eyes in this verse so you see what I've been saying. They portray it, I don't play it. I am not the one to play with. I work 40-hour job just to have something to quit. Ask an artist for his record just to have something to skip. I'm not sorry, I am sorrow. Ain't a fuck that you can borrow. I just landed in your city. Y'all be out it by tomorrow. I'm straight famous. Hey, I remember I used to dream and shit like this, yo. Shit, man, for real, I still do. I used to wake up and get fucked up all night. How many 40s you can drink on a bike riding around and recording on a mic with a sock over it. Saying like a live mic. Yo, I'd be out till the sun came up and shit, man. Coming through the windows, burning my eyes and shit. But the best part is, I'm still doing that shit. I just happen to be sober now and friends with your mom.
Bless up, man. Bless up.
Yeah,
Dude.
yo. Hey, I gotta give a major shout out to my mans Foley and fucking Merce. They shot that video and I hate doing videos and I love working with those guys so much. They did all the videos for Time is the Price and for Choice is the Chance. And I love those dudes. Yo, Foley's theme song is his IG and Mercy is dope. He does Twitch streaming and everything too. Like those two guys, man, they just I don't know. There's something about the way that we work together, yo. I love those dudes. I'm gonna take them with me wherever the fuck I go with this shit. That's the goal, yo. Because they got so much more to offer than just doing a rap video for BlackLiq. They're two just incredibly brilliant individuals, visually minded and artistically minded, and they have emotional, they have the ability to take an emotion and turn it into something, and it's amazing. I can come close with like how we're gonna do good. I can come close with a relationship song or something, you know what I'm saying? Because like Pac said, he was thirsty in love. Yeah. But these guys they got so much love in their heart, yo. Real shit.
I mean, and you see the fluidity of these videos. They feel like they almost are like chapters to like a TV show or something, right?
Yeah.
Like every single one of them from that project is like yeah, it's just another piece of that puzzle. They clearly are made by the same cats, right?
Yeah,
And it's very well produced and it looks fucking dope. I love the
yeah,
X's when them joints pop
yeah,
on,
yo,
dog.
yeah.
That's some strange
That's
famous.
all them, yo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they do. They
yeah,
took that scene where I'm on that hill and then we like on that path.
yeah.
Like one behind the scenes thing I'll say is like, yo, that thing was littered with dog shit,
Oh God,
and this man moved through it like it was nothing. You know what
yo,
I'm saying? And he turned those shots. Like for me, that's when I see that video, I see what happened between with all them shots. And like
yo.
they we got up on a cold ass day, and I walked around in a short sleeve shirt, and we shot in downtown Richmond in different areas, and like it was magical. The other video, like for Rhyme, for instance, my man BC Music First did the videos for What Will It Take. He did Good and Rhyme. We shot both of those in the same exact day.
Oh,
One
word.
in the afternoon, and then one at like 4 a.m. on a
Yeah, it was like
bridge.
at nighttime. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was like 20 degrees out, and I was
damn.
out there in a short sleeve shirt and a hoodie and shit at times, or whatever, freezing my ass off, rhyming in cold weather with a numb face.
God,
And he created two magnificently different videos from each other, both to tell a story and tell my story and do it in a way that's both visually pleasing but also visually accurate and authentic. So like BC, that's my business partner, that's my brother,
yo,
and he's another visually minded genius, man. It's incredible. Like one of the things that I'll say for any artist, is that as you go forward, not only do you need to help people recognize their potential and their abilities, but you need to make sure that they are recognized for it. And you have to push them to go places that you aren't going, that speak to their talents and their abilities, because that's how you develop a team. And yeah, teams fall apart. People go different directions. When I started, I was running around with 11 dudes probably. Now it's just like me and 3 or 4, and you maybe
yo.
only see 2 of us. You see me and like D, my brother, my ride or die. You know what I'm saying? D will do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? But like, I love that man. But like, it's like we have to big each other up if we're gonna get bigger together, man. And that's one of
Amen,
the
man.
best things, though. You gotta. You're not successful if you aren't sharing.
Hey man, yo, you gotta keep it going, man. Move it on to the next person. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, like I don't know if you know, like my head is like still bobbing and shit. Yo, this is like fucking like ripples and water delivery, right? Like, I mean, the way you're able to kind of bounce this shit and keep this breath control seamless, like
Yeah.
again, it's almost like stream of consciousness, conversational, and yet there's just all of this different energy and emotion behind it, and you can
Mm-hmm.
get all of it even more amplified with the way the video connects it, man. I really dug that shit when I first heard it. When I saw the video after, because I heard the song first, then the video, right?
Yeah.
I was like, man, this dude is fucking legit. Like
Thank you, man.
everything that I've seen has been just fucking so bad,
Yeah,
yo.
people don't expect you to be able to perform something like that live too without no fucking
That's what
vocal
I'm
track
saying.
and shit.
And
And
when I
I
see
I give it to you all the way.
I see you on that show, man. Like, and I'm telling you, and I wanted to share that on the show. Like, I really felt like the live performance. I was like, dude, this is like rawer energy than the fucking song on the record.
Yeah.
And and with the intimacy of that crowd, I mean, it felt like it was just larger than that, yo. Like straight up,
Yeah. Thank
yeah,
you. That's
yeah,
what I'm here for. Thank you,
yeah,
yo.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
We got good up on the queue here, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Run my depressing love song, man.
yeah, man.
Run the depressing love song. Bliv gave me this beat. This was the last song I wrote for this project because it was so hard for me to figure out. And then I just said, you just got to tell a story, man, and you got to do it in a way that reminds people, about the emotions and how relationships can start and end, but they're ultimately about everything, not just the beginning or the ending. I
Nah,
mean,
yo,
and they
man.
bring the best out of you. You bring the best out of each other, then you might part ways. That's why we started with the Al Green quote.
Yo, I love it. I love this quote too, right here.
Yeah.
Don't listen. Oh man, love this imagery. Love this. Mm. It's a vibe.
I should have known better. Matter of fact, I think I did. Just like any other story, this one started with a kiss. I would see her at my shows. I would see her with her friends. We would have a conversation, always ask her how she been. She would like my Instagram. She would always be polite. She would laugh at all my jokes. I knew something wasn't right. Man, I'm not really funny, true. You know what I'm saying? But she had me, though. She had my interest. You know what I mean? A good woman don't take you places alone. You wouldn't get a good woman don't take you places. She'll teach you how to live. Even told her about my past. She said with that she can live. Every time I tried to warn her about the crazy way I live, Shorty said she wasn't phased and she liked the way I phrased. Every time I hit the stage, oh, I saw her pretty face. Told her I don't wanna lie, I know you deserve better. Even though you love me now, later on you'll say you never signed up to deal with this. I'm not a normal person, I don't fight, I don't argue, I just turn it into verses. When you get into your bag, don't expect me to buy bags. I don't wanna be your father, I don't wanna be your dad. Conversations get kinda hectic, that's how it's supposed to be though when you're serious. I don't play no games. I say, look, man, you gotta let me know what it is, bro. When you keep it real with me, I'll keep it real with you. A good woman will take you places alone you wouldn't get. A good woman will take you places to teach you how to live. Shorty made me get a job, told me I should build credit. On a monster that she made, Shorty said that she regretted. Told me I should write my dad, we should reconcile fast. I wrote songs all about it, she ain't listen to my tracks. Blame it on our situation, it won't imagination. Shorty helped me get sober, she ain't say congratulations. I don't like to take vacations, we had to take a break. I knew getting back together would be a really big mistake, but I did it anyway.
Right.
Oh,
Damn.
that's funny shit to me.
Damn.
Yeah, yo, BC music first, man. He caught the vibe.
Yo, man. Who hasn't done some shit? 5 like stages of grief, and like you sitting there, you bargaining. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's try again, baby.
Yeah, yo. Yeah.
Ooh, that one's in the feels. Yo, and if Red was here right now, he's on your level, dog. He don't want to have, like, he don't want the marriage. He don't want the kids.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want that shit. And he's up front. That's the real talk. When anybody gets into envelopment,
yeah, and entanglements.
Yeah, whenever that shit go down, like he's clear about it. He's like, I ain't looking to be no daddy. I ain't looking to put more people on this planet. Like, yo,
it's a hard thing to communicate, but also, I mean,
you gotta put. That's the sort of thing you gotta put out, yo.
Oh, like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, man. Like, I've never been good at relationships, and like, because I'm a workaholic, especially too, and like, you know, the best quote that I've ever seen about relationships with artists is that Dr. Dre joint, that Dr. Dre documentary about him and Jimmy Iovine on HBO. Yeah. I forgot what the something is what it's called. I can't remember. But his
idols, something like that.
It's his wife, Dr. Dre's wife, which they're divorced now, of course, says that what she learned up front was when you marry the genius, you marry the genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, you marry the work. You don't just marry the person, you marry their passion. You become attached to it, and it's part of who they are. And a lot of people don't realize that if you remove, like, a lot of people that I know that are in relationships that run out of their juice, it's because they remove a part of themselves and expect another person to replace that. I don't think that's what it means for a person to complete you. That's when a person is taking a part away from you. I think people complete each other by bringing the best out of each other and helping them fulfill their passions. I think that the thing we're most afraid of ultimately is trust. And I'm terrible with trust. And like, it's hard to really invest your stock. I admire, BC has an incredible marriage, you know, like, I admire people who have the ability to truly rely on somebody. I can do that with the guys, and you know what I'm saying? I can certainly do that with a lady, but like, it's different when, you've got kids, you've got, jobs and bills and pieces of paper and credit scores. Like, it's something I respect immensely, yo. But like, I make songs like that because I want people to know it's not for play, yo. The song is to be played, but the relationship shit is not for play.
Hey man, no, not for play at all, dude. That's a beautifully shot video. It's a provocative conversation. You know, and it's relatable. The whole bit, and it's funny because you're talking about how, heads might argue or debate, can BlackLiq, can he do this shit, and man, that was like out the park, man. Like,
Thank you, yo.
Shit
Thank
is
you.
so good. Shit is so good. Every up
So,
and down
so,
thing.
gentlemen, do we want to play another song or what would you like?
No, it's entirely up to you because we're at that 1 minute mark to the hour.
Mhm.
So we can wrap it up. We can well, we are gonna be chopping out like about a minute, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys with the context and the layers of things. I mean, we can
We're
we
gonna
can
share
talk
we're
further.
gonna share all the links on the bottom. If you want to go further, we can play another song and we can talk more further. I mean,
I mean,
we're,
let's talk some shit, man. The songs are the songs, but like ultimately, I mean, first off, anybody who's looking for me, they can always just find me at BlackLiq.com or BlackLiq on any social media. It's BlackLiq. One word, BlackLiq. Black
one word.
Lick. And I'm on everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm about that, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm on that .com shit, you'll get my big link tree shit or something probably. And like I just asked that if somebody follows me on social media, that they reach out. Don't just be a person who likes my post or ignores my post. Hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I really want. It's about communication. It's about connection.
It's
Period.
about the building of that community, bro. Yo, man, I've been saying it. I say it on every fucking episode, man. I'm like, let's chop it up in the comment section. You want to message us? Message us. Let's have those conversations. I think particularly with a lot of the stuff that you dropped today, there's a lot of jewels in this conversation, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
And,
much. Man,
and
like what you gotta make that book, man.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's trust me, like
Looking forward to it.
it's there, yo. And then the reason why I'll take it is the editor that I chose that I'm going to harass is she took my hand when we first met and she said, "Oh, there's a book in you." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I just got goosebumps. There's a book in you." And another person, Irene Carney, that the former head of Sabbath at Stony Point, which is now known as Sabbath School. Irene was probably about 5'1", man, and she's a giant. There's very few people in this world that can ever make me feel small, but that woman, she is an immense giant and brilliant, and she represents the best qualities of an educator, in my opinion, and of a leader. And when I told her I wanted to do it, she just looked at me and said, "And so you will." And to have somebody instantly, like you can always tell what's happening by how much time somebody thinks. And she didn't think. She just looked at me and she knew. And I'm going to dedicate that book to her for sure.
Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to promo it right here on Rappers Corner.
Yes,
my man, as we get to the closing, do we got any last words from you before we start signing everything off? Or
for me?
Yeah.
For me, yeah. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. The hardest thing about anything in life is starting, and you got to start because your start does not dictate your finish. Unless you're doing like a 100-yard dash or something. And this is not that. This is a marathon. What you need to do is focus on starting and then continuing to go and learning how to tolerate and be inspired by failure and by your shortcomings. Because life is full of hard moments and rejections. And that's what this music thing is about. And that's what this art thing is about when you try to turn it into something more than your creative process and outlet. And those are two separate distinguishing characteristics of both artists and entrepreneurs that actually can meet in the battlefield of commerce and allow you to succeed and find ways for you to self-fulfill and self-fund a lot of the things that you're going after. So don't feel like you can't because somebody else can. Recognize the fact that, you can if you choose consistently to start, because this shit never stops. But like when you stop, it will stop. You've got to work through the hard times, the best times, the worst times, and especially when you don't feel like it. And you have to be willing to recognize the fact that you are not alone. You might feel alone, and you might feel like you know what I'm saying, you have nobody in this world, but truly you're just currently by yourself. There's people out there in this world, especially with how small this internet makes it, that you can connect with and that you can build with. And I'm one of them. I might tell you your music sucks, but I'm not saying you suck. I'm saying that you can do better because I believe in you. And that's what my radio show is about. And that's what I constantly try to remind people with my daily affirmations and everything. Any affirmation I've told somebody online is something I've had to tell myself. So like, just recognize the fact that you have the seed of greatness in you, but you have to be willing to cultivate it. And some of us are born in concrete. But, just as the rose itself rose, you yourself, too, can survive and grow and thrive and inspire others and bear the fruit of your artistic work, with the merit of your character being the thing that allows you to do that. So just keep going, yo. Remember, it's the rushing water that smooths the rough stone.
Black liquid into the soil, making the flowers bloom and grow, man. Flowers to you today, brother.
Thank you, yo. Thank you.
Fucking
beautiful words.
God, yeah.
Thank
what a
you,
fucking closer. I don't even have shit to say.
Let's just leave it at that.
Let's be on the lookout for the new album, The Lie.
The Lie, yo.
Right? By BlackLiq, releasing on Man Bites Dog Records again, releasing on November 3rd.
This record ain't no lie.
Yo, it's gonna hurt, yo.
This one's gonna be a banger, dude. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a lot of issues, being left on the table. We letting it out, and it's that's the therapy behind it.
Yeah.
First single and pre-orders are gonna be launching October 5th.
Yep.
And will be the first hip hop album he's released available on 12-inch vinyl.
Straight up.
Be sure to cop it. And like he said, find them on all platforms at BlackLiq. Also check out Strange Famous Records, Man Bites Dog Records. Go check out these
music
videos.
Also, yo.
Yep. Shout out, man. Yo, all the fucking avenues that this man's doing musically, sonically, it's all genre bound, breaking shit. Check it out, man. Check it out.
If you got music and you want to play it on the radio, you go to my Instagram. It's in the profile highlights. You can submit your records. Just follow the instructions, because otherwise your shit will get deleted probably. So please submit your records. Come correct. And if I say it doesn't fit my format, it doesn't mean that your song sucks. It just means it's not something that I can cohesively blend, because radio is about the listener. It's not about what I like.
This guy's a down-to-earth guy, guys.
Thank you. Straight up soul of the earth right here, man. New good and rhyme videos are right here on YouTube. Be sure to peep those as well. Listen, please share, like, comment, subscribe to our channel at The Rappers Corner on all social media sites, and view other interviews and videos on our YouTube channel, The Rappers Corner, and check out our sister podcast on the same page, Remember the Record, where I co-host with our fellow podcaster Kalishnikov Red. We'll talk about your favorite hit rap songs from back in the day and more. New content coming out every month, so please follow us and be on the lookout for more videos coming soon. Follow us individually at Sir Puff-A-Lot, at Johnny Warbucks, at Kalishnikov Red. And once again, this has been The Rappers Corner. My name is Johnny Warbucks, here with Sir Puff-A-Lot and our main man, Richmond's very own BlackLiq.
Thanks for coming over today, man. Thanks for
Watch out for the devil. You
already know. Don't let him on the brush it. Let it go.
Yo.
We out.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, cool. We did it.
Yeah.